Roar.
Shh. Roar.
Hi guys, I'm recording this in the morning again, so I'm going to try to get through this quickly before the halo effect gets going again. Hi. Welcome back to the secret menu. I've been not doing these for a little while, so I'm going to go through these as quick as I can. First of all, thank you for expressing your concern about the state of the flooding last week. Everything's totally fine. The rain stopped that night, so it never got too bad up here. Because, we're at the top of a hill. At the bottom of the hill, there was a road that was washed out and had to be shut down. But I don't think anyone was hurt, so everything is okay. Next up, GX30, the celery was really sketchy, and I got rid of some similar celery in a Mexican kitchen sink soup, which is just throwing a bunch of stuff together with tomatoes and spices. So that sounds, I might have to try that sometime. That sounds kind of tasty. That's something for when you don't have any other ideas. And that, like, every culture has something or multiple things like that, where you just take whatever leftovers you have and throw them together. Like, you have your shepherd's pie, you have your chaufa, you have just anything like that. You just take leftovers, put it together, and call it a meal, which sounds fine to me. Like, in America, we mostly just say, here, leftover night. Just put them all on the table as themselves without mixing them together. So that's, you can call it lazy, you can call it efficient, whatever. It's just how we do things. Anyway, while I'm here, I'll go ahead and issue a correction for the polenta recipe, because I've discovered mine didn't turn out all that great, because the mixture of water and milk that I used is actually not good, because I didn't notice it so much when it was mixed in with a bunch of other savory things, but then when I tried to make that same proportion again for just a breakfast mash, it was kind of gross. Like, it just turns sour when it's just a little bit of milk and a lot of water. So my advice, a correction for that recipe: use all water or all milk. Don't try to mix them like I did. Though I guess theoretically, if you boiled the milk as the larger amount and just added a little bit of water with the cornmeal, maybe that would turn out better. I don't know one way or another about that. So take that with several grains of salt, and my advice would just be to use all water or all milk. Jex30 says that, I'm not on board for eggplant or aubergine, which I have no idea where that name came from, or, where did the name eggplant come from? Let's not get into that either. She says she's gotten pretty good at it and has some tips, which include use a non-stick pan, did that. Use a plastic spatula, did that too. Use some grease, which I could and should have done. But I was working with like a whole symmetry thing. I was trying to be thematic. I would put the sausage bits in and let them coat the pan with grease, and then cook another thing, then put the sausage back in, get another coating of grease, and put the thing back in. So yeah, I was being a little too... It was too much about the aesthetic and not as much about the food at that moment. So I could have and should have done that, and I didn't. Pull gently at the edges as it cooks. Tried to do that.
Be resoundingly unsuccessful at it.
That's the one thing that I knew was part of the process. That's the one thing that I actually noticed when I saw someone who knows how to make omelets make omelets. Have just the egg and not any bits or chunks in it. Again, the eggplant was really just improvised. I hadn't planned on using eggplant in the eggs. I had planned on, chopping it up and putting it inside along with the sausage and the cheese and the onion. But then when I found out it was so salty, and most of the other things in the recipe were also salty, I figured there's got to be something I can do with this to not completely overwhelm. And it was still a really salty meal, it turned out. I added no salt at all to the eggs and I basically just used the eggplant as salt. As really thick, chewy salt. I'm not gonna do that again. That was just to get rid of the eggplant, basically. And, it was something I had left over from the eggplant parmesan coming Friday. Oh, and I really like this final bit of advice. Just tell people that it's supposed to look like that. Tell them it's an omelette rustique. I like that. that. I really like that. A rustic omelet. I like it. Or you can just have a pile of eggs and a pile of toppings and call it a deconstructed omelet. Get fancy. I might have to try that next time. Oh, and this is just something I've realized by myself. I had the pan way too hot. That's why the eggs turned brown on the bottom. So that'll be another piece of advice for whoever comes along. Just cool your jets. Cool your jets. And then another tip from Mama Coyote, who says put a lid on it for a couple minutes before you do anything else with it. And that's actually also a good idea. I might try that too. Though she says to do that before flipping. And I think I learned this right after I made those. I don't think you're supposed to flip the thing at all. You're not supposed to flip the disc of egg or the omelet itself after it's been folded. I think you're just supposed to leave it in one layer and let it cook through that way. I flipped that giant thick one because I was afraid it wasn't actually going to cook through, especially when the bottom was already getting brown and might have turned completely black by the time it managed to cook all the way through and rubbery. So take the fire down low and put the lid on for a couple minutes and then just leave it in one layer and top it and fold it and then serve it. I think that's the general process. Transition! Real quick, I want to address the newest comments. I just, I'm recording this on Tuesday. I just read the comments for the veggie episode, so let me just go through those real quick. First, a new challenger approaches. Hi, Becca. How's it going? I hope you enjoy it. And, of course, you can always, adjust the cooking time to, whatever you prefer your vegetable doneness to be. But particularly for the asparagus, you'll want to give it plenty of time, because I personally find undercooked asparagus to be very unappealing. And green beans. Green beans are, squeaky when they're undercooked, and it's just not good. But just adjust as you see fit and do enjoy it. Mama Coyote says, of course, you would add garlic to this, and yes, I've heard about you and garlic already. And the thing is, normally I would have added garlic to that as well, but my brother does not like garlic. I don't know how we're related, but I just have to leave garlic out of anything that I'm making that involves him eating it. If it's something like a larger thing that can be done in steps, I will do every step except for the garlic, take out a little bit of it for him, and then add the garlic to the rest of it so that there can be more flavor for the rest of us. Also mentions an interesting adventure with garlic toast and cinnamon toast simultaneously, which sounds interesting. Though, if I'm honest, I would try it. I would actually try it. We've been over this before. I will try just about anything. That actually sounds kind of intriguing, because I have had garlic on my breakfast toast before, though it was with peanut butter, and peanut is frequently used as a savory. People in Thailand who see us using it with sweet are like, "What are you doing? It's supposed to be a meat sauce." But I would seriously try that. In fact, I might try it pretty soon. I've got some, I've got bread. I've got some garlic that's starting to sprout that I need to get rid of. So I might actually give this a shot and tell you what I think of it. But anyway, it's much later in the day right now, so I will cut back to my morning self to give you the outro. But that is about it. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Go try some of my recipes. If they're good, tell me how much you like them. If they suck, tell me how to fix them. You know how YouTube works. Do all the things, and I'll see you in the kitchen.